You all know the drill. A big Nintendo Direct, an hour-long Nintendo Direct, is scheduled for tomorrow. We've got no time to spare, so today let's just jump into 40 predictions I have for this Nintendo Direct. We're doing 40 predictions because I'm also predicting Super Mario's 40th anniversary will be in there, and just like how I think the Direct will kind of be structured, this video is going to start off with general Nintendo stuff and then get into the Mario's 40th anniversary extravaganza after we go through the general Nintendo stuff. There's a bunch to go over, let's jump right in. Metroid Prime 4 will finally get a release date, that being October 10th, 2025. That's actually like 10/10, which, hey, hopefully it gets a 10 out of 10. We will also see an online mode revealed for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. If this doesn't exist, it's a huge missed opportunity. Kirby Air Riders will have a story mode revealed. Sakurai did say there's more to the game and to stay tuned, so I think we see that here. Splatoon Raiders will get another trailer and a release date of June 2026. I think the term spin-off has people thinking this will be a smaller game than it is, but I believe this will be the big game for the Switch 2 in the first half of 2026. Hyrule Warriors will also get a release date, that being December 4th. Red Dead Redemption 2, the absolute Western masterclass from Rockstar Games, one of my personal favorite games ever, will be revealed for Switch 2. Final Fantasy VII Remake has to get a release date, and I think it will in this presentation. It's very odd to even think that like Final Fantasy VII is coming to a Nintendo console at all, much less the remake, so I think they'll make a big deal of it in the presentation. First negative prediction of this video, Animal Crossing makes all the sense in the world for the Nintendo Switch 2. The new features like camera play and game chat really seem to gel with what Animal Crossing is, and it's also been over 5 years since the last one. With that being said, I don't think we see it in this Direct. Sorry, they can't all be winners. We're jumping into the next wave of Nintendo Switch 2 editions I think we're going to see, with the first one being a Pikmin 4 Switch 2 edition. I believe this will be shown off to have mouse mode and an additional little campaign kind of like Kirby in the Starcross world. Metroid Dread, I believe, will also get a Nintendo Switch 2 edition. This might not come out for a while, it could be early 2026, but I think they're going to be hamming up Metroid because Metroid Prime 4 just took so long, and Dread seems like a pretty easy game to get a Switch 2 edition as well. Last Switch 2 edition game for now, that is Luigi's Mansion 3. I'm just saying this because they could release it on Halloween. The original Luigi's Mansion 3 came out on Halloween and sold incredibly well. I don't think a Switch 2 edition that upgrades the graphics of this already beautiful game would be too surprising here. Elden Ring is going to get a release date, that's pretty obvious. Speaking of FromSoft, the Duskbloods gets a trailer, but I also think no release date. It'll still be 2026, I just don't think they tell us the release date. I think Eiji Aonuma will come up on the screen and not announce any big Zelda stuff, just kind of vaguely mention that they are in development for a new Zelda game on Switch 2. That's what they did with Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom didn't get any DLC. We haven't heard from the man in a while. We'll probably just see him and he'll be like, oh, I'm developing, new Zelda game, haha. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that he also announces Wind Waker HD or 4K if they want to make it Switch 2 exclusive for January of 2026. I also think Metroid Prime 2+3 Remastered will get shadow dropped the same way Metroid Prime 1 Remastered got shadow dropped. Tomodachi Life Living the Dream will get a new trailer that announces it is releasing in March of 2026. Tomodachi Life Living the Dream Switch 2 edition will also be announced, and the main thing here is that there will be camera play with some new minigames that allow you to physically interact with your Mii by using the camera. Rhythm Heaven will also get another trailer, but no release date. We will get a Switch 2 Fire Emblem remake announced, and Kirby Planet Robobot for the Nintendo Switch 1 will also be announced. It'll just be kind of like a remake like the Return to Dreamland Deluxe. This is a weird one, but I'm just gonna say it because it would be pretty cool. I think Minecraft for Nintendo Switch 2 is gonna get that vibrant visuals update to show off the power of the console. And now we have gone through 22 predictions, and the rest of the 40 are all about Mario. That's right, the Mario's 40th anniversary situation I think is going to be nuts. And because the Direct is an hour, I feel like the back half of it is just going to be like a Mario anniversary Direct, but within a bigger Nintendo Direct. So because of that, I have a decent amount of Mario predictions here. I want to know yours though down in the comments below. While you're down there, if you're enjoying the video, hitting the subscribe button would mean a lot. Let's jump right into it. Mario Wonder will be getting a Nintendo Switch 2 edition. This is a great way to get 2D Mario on the Switch 2 and give Wonder some brand new content. Super Mario Sunshine will be released on Nintendo Switch Online Online, the GameCube version for Switch 2, immediately after the presentation, or like, hours after. The Mario Movie 2, the sequel to the Super Mario Bros. Movie, will be discussed, and it will be announced to be called Super Mario World, with Nintendo doing that kind of like weird thing they did with the cast for the first one, revealing that, I don't know, Yoshi's voice actor is Aquafina or something, I don't know. I think we will also get a very brief teaser that probably shows off the design for Yoshi, maybe that Yoshi egg that was the post-credits thing from the first one hatches or something, I don't know. There will be something like Mario movie related, I think we'll get a little glimpse. We will see some interesting merch and branding for the Super Mario 40th anniversary. They did the same thing for the Mario's 35th, they had their own logo and they, dropped some merch. I think we'll see that as well in this Direct. Mario Kart World will be getting a Bonanza-themed content update. I don't think this will be anything crazy like new tracks, but expect new costumes for Donkey Kong, some brand new karts, and new characters such as Void Kong and King K. Rool. Mario Kart World will also get additional small updates that will be cool, but not fixing the major issues. And by major issues, I specifically mean the online situation. I don't think they fixed that. Mario Kart World will also get no Booster Course Pass or additional islands yet. I think they'll eventually do it, but I just don't see them necessarily showing that off this early. My gut instinct is that they're going to try and stretch the heck out of Mario Kart World's life cycle, kind of have it like exist throughout the entirety of the Switch 2, just so they can get that same sort of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe effect. And something that was so good for Deluxe was that the Booster Course Pass was really late. The Booster Course Pass didn't come out until what, like 5 years after Deluxe already released? I don't think they'll wait that long, but I don't think we'll get new tracks or anything announced until maybe like the middle of next year, and they'll tide us over with some new costumes and characters. I believe Donkey Kong Bonanza is going to get some sort of update. Now, I don't think this is going to be like new layers, or I was gonna say new kingdoms. I'm so Mario Odyssey pilled right now. I don't think it's going to be new layers, but in the same vein as Odyssey, I think it is going to be getting an update that maybe introduces some new costumes. Maybe they add some NPC who sells you costumes for gold and not fossils in like Ingot Isle. But more importantly, I think Bonanza is gonna get some sort of like Luigi's Balloon World type treatment. Some fun online, maybe side mode, maybe hosted by Funky Kong. I don't know. I just think this would be cool. I'm going out on a limb. I hope we see something like that. Mario Sluggers, aka Mario Baseball, is going to get announced, but I think it's going to be a Switch 1 game. Obviously, it'll inevitably get a Switch 2 edition, or, it'll be playable on Switch 2, but I don't know. I don't really see how Mario Baseball could, like, justify being a Switch 2 only title. I don't know. We'll have to see, but I have a gut feeling Mario Baseball is coming, but it's going to be a Switch 1 and Switch 2 title rather than Switch 2 exclusive. You know what will be a Switch 2 exclusive, though, is the brand new Mario NSO offering. This isn't like the games going on Nintendo Switch Online Classics, more so a new game that Nintendo Switch Online subscribers can download, kind of like Super Mario 35. I don't know if they'll just do Super Mario 40. That would be super lazy, but it wouldn't surprise me. I think they're going to do something Mario eShop related though, and it's going to be for Nintendo Switch Online subscribers, but I think it's going to be exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2. All right, here's where we get into the craziness, the new Mario games we're getting. Super Mario Galaxy 2 is going to get a shadow drop. It will have mouse support on the Nintendo Switch 2. Obviously, you can still use gyro if you want, and it'll look visually upgraded, but it's not like they're remaking it. I think they're going to be doing this because I feel like Yoshi is going to be a pretty big focus for them going forward. Yoshi's a huge part of the new Mario movie, and despite Yoshi not actually being in Super Mario Galaxy 2 that much, he was used in a lot of the marketing of it. You unlock him pretty early, like that's kind of viewed as like the big new addition to Galaxy 2, even though again, he's not in like too much of the game. So yeah, Mario Galaxy 2 shadow drop, we'll finally get it. We'll get avenged for Super Mario 3D All-Stars just not including that game for some reason, and all will be right with the world. Super Mario 3D Land will get a port announced for the Nintendo Switch 2. Maybe it'll also be Switch 1, who knows, but I think this is an absolutely phenomenal way to get that other style of 3D Mario. The more 2.5D is what some people call it, because make no mistake, that style sells incredibly well. Just the multiplayer opportunities alone, people love playing video games with their friends, and as much as you love like a Mario Odyssey, you can't really, like, let's not kid ourselves about the two-player mode there. 3D World absolutely clears that in the multiplayer department, and I think Nintendo knows that if they ported over Super Mario 3D Land, adjusted the sizing of, certain locations a little bit, and basically just made 3D World's multiplayer work the same way in 3D Land, they would have a minimum 5 million seller game on their hands. Probably closer to 10, especially if they added in like a plus Bowser's Fury type expansion. 3D Land is obviously kind of the black sheep of the 3D Mario games, but I feel like people are underestimating its like potential to get ported, because it would be super easy for Nintendo just like remake it in the 3D World engine, slap some multiplayer in there, and that would sell really well. I was just discussing a little bit ago about why I think Yoshi is going to be like a big, thing for them going forward. It's weird to say Yoshi is going to be like a big thing, but I just have a gut feeling Nintendo's going to kind of focus on him to promote the Mario movie too. So screw it, a Yoshi's Woolly World port. I think that's a good way to keep the Switch 1 included in all this, because that's a game that would obviously be very easy to put on the Switch 1. Like, you would not, if they made a Yoshi's Woolly World port exclusive to the Switch 2, that would be very, very odd decision. I don't know, it's tied for my favorite Yoshi game with the original Yoshi's Island, but it is way, 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 way better than Yoshi's Crafted World, which was just awful on the Switch. That was just not a good game, in my opinion, compared to Woolly World, or really compared to anything. I didn't like Crafted World, man. Next up, we'll get announced that a couple of Switch 1 Mario games are going to be getting graphical enhancements for the Nintendo Switch 2. Mainly Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door will be running at no longer a locked 30 FPS, but 60 frames per second. Mario and Luigi Brothership will have improved load times and all that, etc., etc. And coming in at number 38, the final three predictions, 38, 39, and 40, are all about one game. And, I mean, you can probably guess what it is. I'm not even really sure if this is gonna happen, but Zach, who's editing this video, has convinced me. Screw it, number 38, we're getting a brand new 3D Mario shown off. Now, I'm being quite conservative with this. I don't think they are showing off much at all. I personally believe if a 3D Mario game is coming out at all within the next year, it'll be the holiday title for 2026. So I don't think they're gonna show off that much here if they show off anything at all. However, I do think they'll show off one thing, kind of give us one vibe to base our, hype and speculation off of, and that is a fully open world situation. I think they'll reveal a new 3D Mario and show that it's a big open world. Those are predictions 38 and 39. 40 has to do with the name. I believe that Nintendo will announce the name for this new 3D Mario game, but I cannot for the life of me think of what it's gonna be. If you guys have any ideas, let me know down in the comments. What would they name like a big open world 3D Mario game? There's so many opportunities, and no matter what they pick, it's probably gonna sound weird at first, but then we'll just say it a bunch and it'll be like, oh yeah, of course. Same thing kind of happened with like Super Mario Odyssey and Super Mario Wonder. I remember them initially sounding a little weird to me, but then, a day or two passes and it's like, oh yeah, I've heard it enough. That's what the game's called. So let me know what you think the name is down in the comments below, and let me know if you think we're getting any of this at all. Subscribe for all the Nintendo Direct coverage and videos we have coming after it, and click the video on screen right now because it is an absolute banger. Mac pitted Mario Kart World and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe against each other, ranked them on 10 different categories to determine an objective winner. I think it was a great video. He killed it with that one, so if you're interested, go check it out now.